Julia Horner. I came up camping nearly 50 years ago with a friend, and we wanted somewhere to camp that wasn't a campsite. And so we asked the farmer, well, actually, John's mum, when she was working in the hayfield, if we could camp somewhere. And she told us where to camp, down by Ivy Barn. That evening, this rather nice-looking young gentleman came down. But I think actually he'd come down to check out the couple of girls that were camping down there. 5 years later, he asked me to marry him. That was the way that I came into the Dales. Redmire Farm is a typical working hill farm, sheep and beef. We're at the top of Wharfdale, and our farm is about 1,600 acres, running from about 800 feet at river level up to 2,000 feet on the tops. So we've got a good mixture. They need to have hay meadows in by pasture land and a good stretch of moorland. Your moorland grazing is really your key to the farm, where you've got your hardy native ewes that spend the summer and the winter up there. They do come down for tupping, come down for lambing, and the ones that will be making their way off the farm after the hay crop has been taken. Bracken puts out a chemical that prevents other plants growing. So not only are we losing grazing land, we're losing ecosystems as bracken moves into areas and prevents things growing that are really supporting wildlife. When great-granddad Horner came to Redmire 100 years ago, the pasture at the back of the house was covered in dense bracken. Great-granddad Horner got rid of that bracken by putting pigs into that pasture. Today we call it swinesit, which is spelt swine-side. It's one of our most useful, most diverse pastures, so we know from family experience that if you use stock appropriately, you can control bracken. So that's why the Mangalitsa pigs come in. Mangalitsa share genetics with wild boar. They have the instinctive behaviour that commercial pigs don't have. If you put commercial pigs into bracken, they just don't have that inborn nutritional instinctive behaviour which the Mangalitsas have coming through from the wild boar. Wild boar have evolved in woodlands with bracken. Somehow they know when it comes to the end of August, the beginning of September, the bracken falls and the nutrients go down the stem of the bracken into the rhizomes. Then the instinct kicks in for the pigs to root up the rhizomes. They don't actually eat them. They root them up, chew them up, and spit out the fibre. Having evolved with bracken, they're just totally fluent with dealing with it. And it's a joy to see. And it's a joy to put animals back on the land where they belong.